think the first and most critical thing is an internship, I think, is opening doors that weren't there before and opportunities for boys who either can't, through financial or maybe potentially through academic reasons, go to a university or to further studies. And I think the fact that internships are here and create that opportunity, I think opens up wonderful opportunity for many, many of our boys who can't go to university. So I think the excitement is those boys who are young men who want to get out into the workplace, want to make positive contributions to the economy, want to work. I think an internship is just opens up that opportunity, and I think it's wonderfully exciting.
And I think it would be right to say, Dave, the fact that they're going to an organisation where someone from their alma mater who understands and appreciates the wonderful opportunity they've had at your school just makes it all the more interesting for them.
Absolutely, and I think that it creates an immediate synergy because we know each other, where we come from. I think you're going to get a bond forming there. I think it also brings a level of accountability immediately to the intern, realizing that it's someone, with a connection to the school, so you can't,
duck and dive.
You can't duck and dive for it. Yeah, absolutely. And the fact I think it brings old boy community back into the school is also a wonderful thing. And I think, the old boys can identify with the school. They're going to be able to identify with a young man, and I think that'll work both ways. And I think it just creates opportunities that didn't exist before. So, with the Sir Percy Hunting Foundation coming on board and facilitating this process, and yourself as well, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us as a school and a fantastic opportunity for our boys.
And Dave, if you look at these kids matriculating today, for those of us who were in the system so many years ago, things have changed dramatically. Would you be able to just share with us the profile of the average kid? Some have aspirations for university, as you said up front. Many of them can't get there for a variety of reasons. Where do they go? If they can't go to university, what's the likely prospect for them over the next year or two?
Well, I think that's the reality. Take the scenario where there's a boy who's academically qualified for university, but potentially doesn't have the financial means. Now he can't go to university. His secondary option is these FET colleges, the old technicons, which have sort of dismantled to a large extent, and the quality of teaching and learning that happens there is not very good. So quite often those children just get lost, and they talk about the missing middle. So I suppose the indigent, the very poor, could get that NSFAS funding. The people on the other side will get funding through their parents or maybe a bank loan, and then there is what they call the missing middle. And I think that it's that missing middle, I guess, where there is a large segment of our population at our school, where boys who've got very, very good academic qualifications, who young men who aspire to something in their life, want to make a contribution, want to make a difference, basically end up sitting at home. I engage with old boys all the time, young old boys who've been sitting at home. In fact, 2 of the boys we've just recently placed were old boys, who I think the one boy had been at home for 2.5 years, despite vain efforts of getting into the workplace market. So, immediately through this internship, a boy had been sitting at home for 2 and a bit years, probably putting a drain on his family, and probably not feeling good about himself. He suddenly got into a job, into an internship. You've got a sense of self-worth, of value, and he can look his mum and dad in the eye, and he's making a contribution to the home. So that to me is the joy.
So Dave, the idea, as you know, is the Percy Hunting Foundation has got capacity to support probably 30-40 kids in any one year. What we have in mind is somewhere a stipend, somewhere no more than about 10,000 rands a month. We think for a period of 6 months. Again, we're not wedded to the 6 months, but that's the idea. At the end of that period, what's important for our old boys to appreciate is there's no further commitment.
Yeah, I think that's critical for the old boy community, or people who are going to offer internships, to know that it comes sort of almost risk-free. But I think the 6 month, again, it's up to the intern to make an impression. But if the opportunity isn't there for further employment, at least he's got 6 months of experience that now builds his CV, which then makes him more employable in somewhere else, you know. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity for the company and for the intern. It's sort of a risk-free investment both ways.